All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the CLC Paint YouTube channel. I am Chase Corrington, and we're going to finish this Crimson Sky mountain landscape painting that we started working on yesterday, or in the previous video. And I took our purple color that we used for our mountain here. It was a mixture of the blue and the crimson that was in the sky. And I added a little white to it. And as you can see, it's almost got a bluish hue. And so I'm going to take the knife and use this last little bit of crimson, which is starting to get dry. This purple was starting to get dry too. Pick that up. Adding that little bit of crimson to it makes it more of a purple than a blue. Takes it more to the red side anyways. And we'll see how much that'll last us. See how much that'll last us. We're going to make some trees here. And we'll use our 1-inch brush and make some kind of background trees back there. And then in front of those, we'll make a darker layer. So we'll come right to the palette here. Take our brush, not flat, but tall, or not horizontal, but vertical, and pull the corner through the paint. So we have the paint on one corner of the brush. I'm going to tap it a little bit on that same corner. Then we flip it over so that the paint's on the top. And we're just going to press in some trees here. So maybe we'll start, I want these to be higher up in the mountain area. So maybe this one right there. And it comes down. And we're just pushing with that top corner, and then when we need to reload, we'll flip it over again, pull through, and tap. Now this paint's so thick, there's these little chunks. I'm going to try to get them in the painting to add texture. Oh yeah, look at that. Big old thick chunks sticking off there. Maybe we'll spread them a little bit. Maybe there's a taller tree here. Get some more paint for that. And keeps coming down. Get some more paint on the brush. Yeah. Oh yeah. There we go. Keep that coming across. I really don't have a huge idea of where I'm going. I'm just gonna let the painting take me where it takes me. And that's the fun thing about painting like this, is you just kind of let it take you where it does. Get a little bit more. And maybe something like that. There we go. See, that'll be some background, just some background trees. It's way back in the distance in front of the mountain. And I'm going to go next to the pile and get rid of the color as much as I can off the brush. Because we're going to do some tapping at the bottom of this with the opposite side of the brush that's still pretty clean. But first, we're going to get just a touch of liquid white and tap it across the bottom of these. Maybe just a bit more. because we're going to have this be real misty. So we're going to use that liquid white as a mister. Now we're going to take the side that has the white on it. And just tap it downward. Bend the bristles like that. See that? And see, if I push too hard, the color that's on the bottom of the brush is going to end up being down here. But as long as it's misty, we'll cover that up with different trees. Now I'm doing little swirls to kind of blend the paint together there. But we almost lost all of our texture. So we might want to be careful with that. But I think we'll leave that how it is. And then we'll do a bigger set of darker trees underneath of it. Keep my brush shape, it got pretty flared out there. Wipe that on a paper towel, and I think I'll just keep tapping. And I like that. All right. And we'll see where we go. You know, it's just kind of random. Now, bring that back towards you. Let's take. We're going to want that color to be darker. I'm going to take some Prussian blue. We're going to add a touch of that right next to our purple pile. And maybe we'll also add a little bit of midnight black. Really oily, this one. And we're also going to set that in the same area, just about the same amount. Right there. Put the lid back on that guy. Pick up these little dry pieces so they don't end up somewhere wrong, somewhere they shouldn't be. All right, now I'm going to take our blue and our black, and we're going to mix it right in with the purple color we were using. Now, as we know about blue, it's going to take everything over. So this will almost be a pure blue color probably, and we want it to be more black than anything. Yeah, see how blue that is? But let's just work with it, see what happens. Huh? We can always add colors. Same brush, same thing. Pull straight through, straight. Tap it, and shoot. Maybe we've got, yeah, little bush there. Coming across. And maybe something tap it. And maybe there's a bigger tree over here. See, I ran out of paint getting towards the bottom, so I can reload, tap it, and then finish the bottom of the tree with the same thickness. Then we'll put another one right under the cloud over here. I don't want to destroy the cloud. It's going to be right under it. And this color needs to be darker than the color in the back so it stands out in front of it. And thicker, hopefully. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Tree kind of just looks like a blob, but that's all right. Yeah, coming down to there. Getting those nice dark colors. See, these are bushes, trees, whatever you want them to be. And constantly reloading. And put that in there. And see, we're keeping this misty area in between. That's helping separate our layers there. Separate the layers. You see how random ones are taller. I think I'll fill that in there. Show you how I'm loading. And a couple of guys like that. There we go. There we go. Want the land to be a little lower on the edges, so that way it seems like it's getting a little closer to us. So what we'll do is we'll bring the bottom further down over there, like so. And same thing on this other side over here. Maybe even it'll come out like that to where it leaves some in there. And we'll block off the back. Block. There we go. This lands a little closer, like that. Ding. I should have pulled down reflections before I came in front, but that's fine. That's fine. We'll do that with a clean brush. Let's use this one. And yeah, so you just choose where the water starts and the land cuts off. You come in there and just pull it down. And if the land gets a little higher over here, straight down. And then we'll come across just slightly. Create the brush strokes that go sideways. Now see, when the canvas is turned while I'm doing this, I tend to do too much of an angle, but try to keep this nice and flat feeling. And then since this tree's bigger back here, we'll just do some slight little touches in the water there. Just to show that color reflected. Go back to the same brush that we used for the reflections and pull that down. And across. if you have a lot of color on your brush and you come out here in the clean color, it'll make a dark spot. So maybe pull it from outside in if you need to. All right. Now that we got that going, set this over here. We're going to do some little, I think we'll do some dirt. Maybe not. Maybe we'll wait till we do highlights. Nah, I like the idea of dirt. So we're going to need some brown. We're going to need some brown. Let's use our burnt umber. Burnt umber, and we'll put it on this palette over here, since this is our dirty palette. This is the only 1980 gambling color that I've got. It's worked really well as compared to the Bob Ross colors. I always thought I could only use the Ross colors, but that 1980 gambling paint is all right. So we've got that little pile of brown, and we're gonna spread it out a little bit and get a roll of it on the knife there. Once we've got that, we can just lay it in. Lay it in. So it's gonna be, oh, I touched in the wrong spot there. Be careful. Just touch it back there. And then as it comes around, it'll get lower in the painting. All right? Until it disappears behind the bushes back there. And this side. Just like so. Ding. See, it looks intense, doesn't it? Don't worry though. It'll look beautiful with the highlight. And we'll even give this guy its own little dirt. Oops. Nope. Get thick enough there. Yeah, just make a sharp little point where it comes to. There we go. But see, we're making distance. We got this layer of distant foggy trees back there, then this layer where this is the furthest back point as compared to this is closer than that and that and that, and this is even closer than that. So we're already building depth in here just by overlapping things, and you'll see when we overlap that corner it'll look real good, at least hopefully. Now I'm going to take a little bit of white here, not too much. That might be too much. Put that down. Grab a smaller roll. Smaller roll. It's barely sticking off the knife there. And we'll start in the back. And using diagonal angle. On this side, I'm going to work towards the middle. On this side, I'm going to work towards the middle. So a different angle for each side. You can do it however you'd like, though. I always find this gives the coolest look. And just let the white blend with the brown on the knife until you'll get to a point to where you almost run out of white. If you do, you can always reload. Like if I think that one's too dark, like it is, just grab another bit of white and boom, sparkle it. Sparkle it up. You can come across and then down, and it makes it look like it goes flat and then comes off a little curve. Now the more you go over this, the more it'll blend the white away. So keep that in mind. Ding. Very nice. Very nice. At least I think so. For how easy it was, it's incredibly nice. All right. I'm gonna pick up our pile of purple over here. Put it back into a pile. See, now it's just a little bit left. Come back to our purple brush and reload it. Get some thick paint on there. And I'm gonna just overlap the dirt right there and make these bushes here stand out. Make them stand out nice and thick. Now I forgot under here to do reflections, right? So let's say you forgot too, because you're following my tutorial. This is the joy. This is the joy of painting. This is the joys that you run into while painting. Now we used all of that color to add thickness and texture to this tree over here. There we go, to make it seem closer, because we're going to have a bigger one that'll cut off the side there. But without hitting the brown, we're just going to touch some of our purple color in there and then do some taps where our tree is. Remember, this will get cut off anyway, so don't worry too much about it. Don't worry how it looks, just let it happen, and then pull down, and then across. This is where we put the extra liquid white yesterday to get this so smooth, and so that worked real easily. Real easily. Now, I'm going to do little water lines, which I love doing. I love little water lines. They just make some fantastic things happen. So we've got a pile of liquid white here, but there's some that's been mixed with the blue from the last couple paintings we've done. I'm going to make sure my knife is clean. Make sure the knife is clean, and we'll cut sideways. Show you that. See that? Cut sideways across the pile, just like, not really even the pile, just like the spread out area of it. And so it's on the front of the knife more than it is on the top or bottom. And let's start in the distance back here. And just like you're sawing through the canvas, just start to place some lines. Now, this might take some practice if you haven't done this. Like, touch it on there and then use the edge of the knife to saw it and spread it around a little bit. Now you might pick up the brown that's on there, get it on your knife and begin spreading that. If you don't want to, wipe your knife. Grab a little bit more liquid white and come back. Come back. There we go. Watch out for, like, if I'm trying to rub right here, half of the knife's going to go into the trees. So lift that half of the knife off the painting. Kind of control what part of the blade that you put down. If you want, you can put the liquid white only on one part of the blade to control where it goes. You see, as this comes closer, it goes down in the painting. You don't want a vertical, you don't want a huge drop, but just a subtle getting closer to us. And we'll do some little ripples maybe. Hopefully they're straight. It's hard to tell when you're sideways like this. Sometimes I'll just come back across it all and do some sawing. See, that made all kinds of little lines in there. Almost too many. There we go. There we go. I like that. I think we'll do snow highlights on these to make it real simple. Now, see, that's what I had picked up from scraping on the canvas. So if you mix that with your liquid white, it's going to turn into that. I'm sawing, I guess. There we go. It's a nice bright little ripple. Nice. And if you don't like your ripple, like let's say I didn't like that one, you want a clean brush, which this one isn't perfectly, but you can almost brush it away to where your ripple will kind of disappear into the water itself. But I actually liked my ripple, so touch more liquid white and boom. Put them back in there. Yeah. Maybe another one out there. All right. See, I get carried away sometimes with ripples. I've been trying not to do that lately. Now, reload some more liquid white and we'll do some ripples over here. And this guy. And just cutting them in. And see, these ripples will hide where the reflections weren't underneath the dirt there. That'll cover all that up for you. Happy accidents. All right. Now, we're ready to make some more dark color so we can do a big old tree. Maybe he's a big trunk. Yeah, I kind of like that idea. I've been doing these big trunk trees on the side. I've been practicing, trying to get better at them. But maybe this time we'll do it with the knife instead of the fan brush. Should we use pure brown? It'd be the same color as our dirt here. Heck, why not? Let's just load the knife with a good sized chunk of brown there. Turn it vertically. Maybe I'll do it from this angle so you can see left-handed. Now this tree trunk is going to come down and live somewhere in that area. See, I ran out of paint almost. Reload the knife. Same thing. And see, he cuts off what's going on behind him or her. Sometimes you can have girl trees, guy trees. Shoot. Nature does what it wants. But see, then just painting this tree just at the bottom, I kind of widen it, if I can remember how to talk. And I'm just pulling this down And I'm already getting all kinds of bark textures accidentally because the knife does it on its own. See, the paint's sticky, so when you touch the canvas, it'll stick and pop off, and it makes all kinds of textures. All kinds of textures. I'm just going to keep spreading the paint right up to here, and that's where it's going to get cut off by its bushes and branches and leaves and things. And down here in the corner. All right, then take ourselves a bit of white and put it over here on the edge. I'm going to try to do it just like we do the mountain. Just glaze it on the edge there, ever so lightly. See, it mixed a bunch, and it turned our white into a light brown color. And if you want that, put that. If you want it white on the edge, then leave it white. The key is to have it fade from lightest to darkest on the back. I'm no master here, so if you've got a better way of doing this, definitely do it and share it with people. Show them how to do it. There we go. That's a wild looking tree trunk. It's kind of messy if you ask me. I'm not a big fan of it. I'm going to do a circular pull. Maybe that'll give us. See, I'm getting too wide with the bottom corner of the knife there. It's messing up my tree shape. I'm going to reload some brown, put that dark in there. And then come back with a touch of white. There we go. That's one crazy looking tree, I tell you what. Now, this is dry, this blue. I'm going to try to get just a tiny bit of it on the back side of the tree over here. That was way too dry, didn't get any. That's just fine. I'm going to move on from this because it's getting silly. Now, we're going to make this look better. What we need is a liner brush and some paint thinner. Paint thinner. Get to my liner brush over here. Yeah, let's do that. Maybe we should make the bushes down there first, but we'd have to make a dark color. So I've got this paint thinner bucket here. I'm going to get some paint thinner in the liner brush. Then I'm going to put the lid back on that. And we're going to touch into the brown over here with the thinner. Wiggle it around like so. So we've got the paint very thin, very, very thin, almost like ink. And just mixing that so it gets real thin. There we go. Let's pull, go up, wiggle, then down. Make it thicker by the tree. Have a little branchy guy coming off of there. Maybe another one there. Goes up where the mountain is. And another little branch comes off that side. Let me show you what I'm thinking here. Wait 1 second. Where did I set it? Here we go. So I've got this book. It's one of the classic step-by-step books from back in the day. But there's this thing here that shows large evergreen trees. See this one? I'm wanting to get something like that one. So it shows these, they go up, down, and then back up, and the branches are over top of it. So it goes up, down, and back up, like this one does here. See? And then the branches will be coming over top of that. So this will just be a dead limb here down at the bottom, which is fine. Load up some more of that thin paint. And, you know, maybe there's a little dead branch right down there. It's all practice. It's all practice. Get that brown a little thicker. It's mixing with the color of the tree. Oh well, we'll just leave that there. Yeah, see, the brush picked up the blue color and put it right into the trunk. More practice needed. The mind of the beginner. There, we'll just leave it like that. This is quite a messy tree. Dun, dun. Yeah, maybe we'll make a little stick coming off of there. That one like that. Interesting. I think that's a hair. Yeah, it is. There we go. Made it look like a stick. All right. Now, perfect timing. We're going to use some more Prussian blue. We don't want any green in our trees and bushes color, because when we highlight it with white, we want the white to mix with the blue and purple so that we have a bluish snow rather than green going on in here. See, this tree is a little wild today. I think it needs a highlight right there. There we go. Maybe that makes it a little better. Dun, 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 dun. So, oh yeah, Prussian blue. And I want to keep using it. I only got so much left. Only got so much left. If you want to help me buy more paints, check out the description below. You can purchase one of my paintings or support me on Patreon, and that'll help me buy more paints and keep doing this. All right, so I put out quite a bit of crimson because this is going to be a nice, beautiful color. So Prussian blue, crimson, mix them right together with each other. Hopefully we get like a black, same color we've been working with the entire painting. This is real easy painting, just blue, purple, black, crimson. Of course the browns for the dirt and the white. But yeah, that's a nice looking color. See, when I spread it out, there's much more of the crimson in that part of the pile than in the other part. Mix it a little more. There we go. Pull it out so you can load your brush in the flat area there and not in the huge pile. Clean off the knife. Now, if you think I should do these live, let me know in the comments. That might be fun. So we could do this with a fan brush. I've done that before, but let's just stick to using the same brush for the whole painting. So this time we're going to load it horizontally. We're going to press. Pull quite a bit of paint into the bristles and press it. And we're going to take that same side we loaded and we're just going to touch. Now be careful you don't destroy the top of your mountain unless you want to. But see, these touches will allow you to create and shape the branches that you want to. And then see, as we get up here, it hangs out over the cloud there. I'm going to reload, just pull and tap. Yeah, right there. And I'm going to stand back and take a look. I'm going to need it to come out further this direction. It looks like it's falling off the side there. Reload. Quite a bit of paint. And maybe it comes out this far. Yeah. There we go. So he's a big old tree living in this landscape. And there'll be some parts, if you keep reloading and getting thick paint on here, there'll be some parts that are thicker and some parts you can see through more. Mind wants me to add a little bit down here for some reason. Yeah, excellent. Excellent. Maybe just one touch there. Like a little branch growing. A thick one. And see, I want to keep the cloud visible in there. It's nice. It's nice. And there we go. There's a big old tree on the side of our painting. Something should certainly, I keep running into this corner issue. I'll have to do more research and learn more. Maybe I should have filled in the side before doing that. Or maybe we'll load the brush and a bush. See, because we're going to have grassy area down here. Oh! This might be easier with a better easel. Use the finger up there to hold it in place. But see, this grass area down here come out here, and then this is going to be more grassy area. The bottom of the painting there. And then my thought is we can have a bush that blocks off the corner of the tree trunk there and lives all the way up the side. And we'll give him a nice little thickness. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, he lives over there, maybe all the way up the side. Heck. Now, before I run out of this dark color again, I want to add some thick texture right in the corner here. And we're going to do ourselves a little dirt path using the last bit of my dark color to add some grassy shapes, little bushy things. Tap. There we go. Make sure it gets off the bottom of the canvas there. And add a little extra up there. There we go. All right. Now, I'm going to finish this with a little path down here. You see how it looks kind of empty there. Once again, same thing. Take our last little bit of brown that was mixed with the paint thinner, and we're going to pull it straight across. I got to pull this closer here. We don't quite have enough brown. You know, it's going to be funny. I'm going to touch our tree some more. And use that brown right down here at the bottom. And then get some white and pull right across that. And we'll create a little path. There we go. Now, I'm saying to myself that path could be 1,000 times better, so we're actually going to use some paint. Put some more brown on the palette. Back to our knife. Grab that brown. This time actually paint some thickness on there. This time actually put some paint on the canvas. You can't be afraid to put paint on the canvas. There we go. That's a bit better. Pulling it across. And then we'll grab some white. If you overblend it, you'll end up with a gray. Try to keep it to where you have highlights and shadows on this. to where there's light parts and dark parts. Turn that your direction. There we go. There we go. Ding. Now, see our trees hiding behind the bushes now. Our path comes down here. I'll get a better lighting setup one of these days. I plan to do this forever though. Forever. You know, I really am grateful to even have the opportunity to do this and share it with you. I think I take it for granted sometimes. Now, see, we got this real messy brush. And then we got this other brush that's not so messy yet. It was the one we did our reflections with. Now, we're going to need white, but we only have a little bit of white. So I'm going to touch the liquid white, a lot of it, and pull it right through our titanium white. A lot of liquid white. Make this real wet. And we're going to tap that. See, it's so bright that you can barely see that, but anyways, white on a white palette. We're going to tap that, load the corner of the brush big time, and then we're just going to do some little highlights. Little highlights, maybe that bush, little grassy areas, that bush. Here's that one. Don't overdo, because then you'll lose all your depth and stuff. So the white's now mixing with the color that's on the canvas. Nice. I'm going to do just a touch in the water to resemble what's going on. There you go, we'll pull that down with zero pressure. Come across it. Yeah, makes it look all shimmery. Nice though, quite nice. I'm feeling we're going to need that down in this reflection. Down. So soft. Barely even touching the canvas here. There we go. I'll do another little water line in there. Touch the liquid white. Load up more. And we're going to start up here, making this tree stand out. These little bushes. There we go. See, these highlights are real easy, almost too easy. Just gonna barely tap it back there. I don't want it to be white. I want it to be like a misty looking. You just want it to be the resemblance of some kind of highlights in the distance. Soft as ever. Soft as ever. And then we'll tap those into the color and let them mix. There we go. There we go. And we'll press here. See, we want these highlights to begin taking on the color. Taking on the color of our bushes and stuff. But see, keep your dark areas. Because see, this dark and that dark and that one and that one, it kind of creates layers in the stuff that's going on back here. That highlight seems to be way too bright. What do you think? Keep it? Keep it or no? Maybe we'll just make it a bit more subtle. So yeah, once that gets gray, it loses its shape. But there's some mist going on in there, so I like that. We'll kind of keep it. Another trick we could do is in the dark areas, cut through to the white of the canvas. You can make little sticks and things. Might get carried away though, so don't get too crazy with these sticks and things. Do exactly what it is that you want to do. I just add detail to your painting. We're almost done. We're almost done here. I've liked how this turned out. I still got to get better at these sides here. See, it's almost just pure black over there, but we'll see what happens with our highlights here. Now that our white is changing colors, starting to get kind of blue, let's maybe we'll just tap them. Oh yeah, purpley highlights. Before I lose my white completely, I'm going to get some nice bright ones on here, out towards the edges here, especially on this guy. This one's really going to stand out at the finished product because it's right next to our mountain. There we go. See, when it gets darker, once you run out of your whites, let the darker color be on the back side, the brighter color on the front. Just a touch more of the pure bright white to have out here on the edges. And there we go. That's a beautiful, beautiful looking tree. I'm liking it a lot. And maybe another pure white right in there. Yeah. That pure white helps give you the snow feel. And then we'll turn it once again so it's vertical pushes instead of sideways taps like we did with the tree here. Don't get carried away. See, once it gets gray, it loses its shape. So, let's do some final. We need to reload just a touch. Final little bush shapes over here in the corner, coming down to our path in our little grassy areas. See, if the easel was just this much more, I wouldn't be having that problem, but that's all right. Boom. Down there, I'm going to want a pure white. So let's grab some. Oh yeah, look at that. Ready? Finishing touches. Pure white bushes right in the corner. Well, I smeared my path straight up. We'll fix that with the palette knife. Looks like a big old bush shooting through it. Get some brown. Pull it straight across. And some white for a highlight. Beautiful. Beautiful. I'm just gonna touch some liquid white. Right down here. Wow. See, I lost all my dark right out there. So if you wanted to, you could add dark paint back in and then re-highlight it once again. But I think it looks like it comes from a shadow out into the brightness of the scenery. But ladies and gentlemen, I think we'll call that a finished painting. Even though every time I say that, I always have to do one more step. So, to keep true with tradition, we'll add a tiny bit of white and just add an extra highlight to our tree here. Extra highlight. Yeah. There we go. Since it's all icy and stuff, we need a little bit more highlight. There we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me. Be sure to check the description below if you'd like to purchase any one of my paintings. I like that one. It makes me feel peaceful. Hopefully it makes you feel peaceful too. Here, let me move this. And we'll zoom it in here. Oops, wrong way. There we go. Check that out, ladies and gentlemen. That's a nice looking one. I like the distance between here, there, and there, and how this side over here is a lot brighter, and then the darkness is over here. So different with the light shining on it. But all right, ladies and gentlemen, please leave a comment below. Let me know if you think I should do these live. And let me know what kind of painting you want to see in the future. But until then, be sure to give this a try or try something else. I'm running out of things to say. Smash the like button, consider subscribing. This was a fun one. I liked it. All right, I'll be back in the future. Love ya.